5, we'll call the meeting to order if you'll stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Darcy, if you would like to do the roll call.
Baker. Kuhn.
Here.
Dryden.
Here.
Hedrick.
Here.
Hines.
Here.
Mitchell.
Here.
Sassy.
Here.
Thompson.
Oh, here's Doug right now.
Doug.
He still counts.
Ambulance.
Here.
Finance.
Here.
Police. Here. Public Works.
Here.
All right, could I get a motion to approve the minutes of the April 1st, 2025 regular council meeting? Okay, Betsy, and a second, Clyde. All in favor of approving the minutes of the April 1st, 2025 regular council meeting, say aye.
Aye.
All right,
I'll say.
and you're abstaining, you were gone. All right, for old business, we have the street committee report. Can you give that to us, Joanne?
Okay, so we met on June, at 4:07 p.m. And there were a few items on the agenda. And the first one was the 4th of July parade request by Sarah Plummer. That we were going to bring tonight to the full council to discuss that further. The second one was an FYI that we added during the meeting, which was the Bridge Day celebration, which will be held on September 6th from 12 to 4 p.m. The request was to use Eyre Park with the electricity. They also requested an open container waiver, which they were asked to write a letter to the ordinance committee for that request. And we will move forward with that once that is approved from the ordinance committee. So this is just an FYI. The third was Frank gave a brief update on the Douglas Street project and basically said that this would be completed by the end. So, and then we adjourned our meeting at 4:17.
Thank you. All right, next is the for Mr. Dryden, if you'd like to give that report.
Thank you, Mayor. We convened at 4:17 and the same people were present that were at the street committee meeting. So quite a long agenda, so I'll begin. The first item was on a city resolution to join a class action lawsuit. Mayor Dion introduced resolution number 3172 that authorizes the city to join a class action lawsuit for the treatment and remediation of contaminations, PFAS, that are in the water, in the city water supply. There will be no or minimal cost to the city. The city will have to collect some information, and so anytime you do that, there's a little bit of a cost to it. But the committee recommends the council approve resolution 3172. The next item was a memorandum of understanding between the Justice of the Peace Court and the City Court. And the mayor presented a draft proposal of an interlocal agreement between the city and Dawson County governments to allow the Justice of the Peace and Justice Court to act as the city judge and city court. This is a 2-year agreement that identifies costs paid by the city to the county and the payment of all fines that would have been paid to the city court to be paid to the city of Glendive. And the committee recommends the council approval of this interlocal agreement. The next item was on the upcoming pool season and the pool committee. And the mayor reported on the progress of the pool committee, and there was no action taken. The next item was on our ARPA sewer. It's a sewer and water project that took place last year, and this is change order number 5 Public Work Director Cian presented change order number 5 to the Glendive Water and Sewer Improvement Project. The change calls for a replacement of 580 feet of 8-inch sewer main on Bell Street from Klaus Street to Mead Avenue at a cost of $351,000, $487.50. And the committee recommends the council approval of change order number 5. The next item was Sacred Heart Church requested payment for gym damages. Mayor Dion presented a bill from Sacred Heart for damages, request for damage payments of $25,000, $427.50. And this was for damages to the Sacred Heart Gym where the city recreation department was located. The city had rented this facility from the church for approximately 34 years. The mayor suggested the city offer to pay the church $10,000 for the city's share of the damages, and the committee recommends a council approval of a $10,000 payment, no more than a $10,000 payment to Sacred Heart Church for damages to the Sacred Heart Gymnasium. Item number 6, excuse me, was a proposal to use cloud storage for document retention. Director Center requested to use Google Workspace for city document retention. The cost for this service could be and will be included in the fiscal year 26 budget. The committee supported this proposed change, but no action at this time by the council. The next item was a proposal for electronic timesheets. Director Center recommended the city contract with TCP Software at an initial cost of $13,620 to provide for electronic timesheets and payroll record keeping. The annual maintenance fee for the 5-year contract annual is $5,850. So doing some math, overall the 5-year cost is the maintenance fee of $23,400 plus the first year fees, which are $13,620. There's initial $7,770 startup fee. The committee recommends council approval of the contract with TCP Software for 5 years at an initial cost of $13,620. Item number 8, the mayor brought up the idea of the city purchasing new carpet for the council chambers. Committee members want to postpone this decision until the next calendar year and use the money for other purposes. So no action. The next item is on the chief of police recommendation. The Glendive Police Commission and the city council's personnel committee both recommend Katie Mills to be appointed, excuse me, as Glendive's police chief. And the FUPR committee also recommends the council approval of Katie Mills as Glendive's police chief. Item number 10 is about the Army Corps of Engineers meeting in Glendive. Mayor Dion informed the committee that the Army Corps of Engineers will be in Glendive for a public meeting on May 15th at the Epic, 5:30 to 7 p.m. This meeting will be on Glendive's 205 dike project, which is to raise the level to the required amount to provide for protection against the 1,000-year flood. 1,000-year. And no action at this on this item, so that's a FYI. And finally, there was no public comment, so the meeting adjourned at 5:56. That concludes my report, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dryden.
One question.
Yes,
Just was curious, the ARPA change order number 5.
yes, I was just gonna say I
Oh.
failed to get that on new business. So, I'm going to put it at the end of new business. I think we can still move ahead with it. So, because it was discussed, and then there's 2 other small things. I had told the FUPR committee that when, Judge Berman came and talked to us that she said she had some ideas of cost savings for city court. So I did reach out to her and ask her what those might be and if she would be willing to share them with the FUPR committee. Unfortunately, she's not willing to do that right now. So anyway, we had crossed that out, but somehow I left it on there under FUPR. And then, yeah, and then the other thing was change order number 5 for ARPA. So we'll have that in our new business. All right, is there any public comment? No one signed up for public comment, but I guess we just have poor Tanner back there. Okay. All right, let's move on to new business. Our first item of business is to get a motion to approve hiring Katie Mills as the Glendive Chief of Police. Could I get a motion for that? All right, Clyde, and I'll take a second from Doug. Now, all in favor of approving hiring Katie Mills? Oh, wait, any discussion? I wouldn't think so. Okay. All in favor of hiring Katie Mills as the Chief of Police, say aye. Yay, congratulations, Katie. Glad it's you. All right, the next, well, I thought we'd do it at the end. Okay.
I'll give my camera.
All righty. The next item is to approve the payment to the Sacred Heart Church of $10,000. We did get a letter from the Reverend there, and he is accepting the $10,000 goodwill offer. So could I get a motion to approve the $10,000 Sacred Heart Church payment? Okay, Rhett, in a second. Joanne, okay. All in favor? Is there any discussion? Okay. All in favor of approving the Sacred Heart Church payment, say aye. Anyone abstaining? Right.
Is that true?
All right, the next item is to approve the memorandum of understanding with the commissioners for the consolidation of the city court. So it's an interlocal agreement. Could I get a motion to approve the memorandum of understanding with the commissioners? Okay, Jason and Mike. Any discussion? I believe they did, but their meeting was just at 5:30, so I'm not positive. But I know that Commissioner Zander asked me to send over the electronic copy of it, and it was on their agenda. So I'm guessing that they did, but I guess we'll find out tomorrow when I try to get him to sign it. Yes, Mike.
Thanks, Mayor. With the approval of the MOU with the county commissioners, consolidation, if you will, of the two courts,
Mhm.
then this will not allow anybody to file for city judge at this point with the upcoming city election this year.
That's my understanding. And it will not be on the ballot because we're basically eliminating the position at the end of Judge Berman's term.
Okay, and so I'm looking.
Well, the filing date is the 17th of April is the first day you can file, and filing goes on until June.
Okay, and we're on the 16th, so we should be.
And I
Okay.
believe the commissioners were going to pass their resolution, so that goes into effect immediately. So, I mean, I think that we're doing this before the actual filing.
Which is our whole point here.
I would say yes, because otherwise
It's
it could be a problem, but
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you.
Okay, any other questions or concerns?
Term, 31st. After that, there won't be anything budgeted for a city clerk per se. It's what's required of us for the.
Which will show up in the budget somewhere, though. Our agreement here, we
Yes,
still have
yeah.
responsibilities.
Right. So we're only budgeting for the court for half the year, just through December. Any other questions or concerns? I'm guessing I'm gonna have to read this, but I don't. It's not a resolution, but anyway, I'll read it. So it's an interlocal agreement between the Justice of the Peace and City Court. This agreement is made and entered into on this 15th day of April, 2025 by and between Dawson County, a political subdivision of the state of Montana, and the city of Glendive, a Montana municipal corporation, through its duly authorized and acting board of Dawson County Commissioners and through the duly authorized and acting mayor of the city of Glendive and the duly elected Dawson County Justice of the Peace. The Justice Court of Dawson County is located in the city of Glendive, Montana. The city of Glendive is third-class city pursuant to 7-1-41113 of the MCA. Pursuant to 3-11-205 MCA, a third-class city is authorized to designate a Justice of the Peace to act as the city judge as long as the Justice Court is located within the county in which the city is situated and the judge is similarly a resident of the same county. The City Council of the City of Glendive has, by ordinance number 04-2025, adopted on March 18th, 2025, expressed its desire and intent to designate Justice of the Peace and the Justice Court of Dawson County to act as the city judge and the city court for the city of Glendive. That the parties hereto desire to set forth their agreement as to appropriate and proportional sharing of costs of operating the shared court, salaries, and training expenses. Now, therefore, it is hereby agreed that the recitals above are true and correct and accurately describe the purposes and intentions of the parties to agree as follows. Number one, the Justice of the Peace and the Justice Court of Dawson County shall act as the city judge and the city court for the city of Glendive pursuant to Montana law. Number two, the city of Glendive shall pay 50% of the following costs and expenses as such are incurred. A, costs of mandatory judicial and staff training, lodging, mileage, and meals during the period of the agreement. Number two, cost of one set of Montana code annotated biannually in book or electronic